Hey fellas, today we're going to be talking about 5 estrogen lowering foods. And before we get started on that, I do want to make sure I give you some motivation here, because there's some guys out there, I know you've been going through the whole process, you're sitting there at your 5, 6, or 7, you haven't been getting the results that you want to in the bedroom. Keep going. That's what I have to say. Keep going, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a point in your life where you can change your body. It takes time, but you'll get to the point where everything works the way it's supposed to work, and you're going to enjoy it. Yes! So yeah, let's get back into it, because today we're talking about how you can live in today's estrogen-soaked world. Specifically, when we're talking about what kind of foods you need to eat, and you have to understand what's going on. And hey, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 23 years I've been a men's performance coach. And today we're talking about estrogen. This is part 2 in the series on estrogen. Last week I was talking about how we live in an estrogen-soaked world and all the different chemicals that get seeped into our bodies, all the way down to the receipts that you hold. No, don't hold the receipts. Let the things go. Yeah. We have to be prepared with our own bodies. Our defenses have to be up, because a lot of this stuff is just very hard to avoid. You have to pay attention to this now more than ever. It's everywhere. So we're going to get into which foods work specifically for lowering your estrogen. So you add this into your diet, you're going to make a big change. So go ahead and get out that pen and paper, make some notes, if you need to put that into your phone. Yes, handle that. And I have to give a quick shout out to my man Tyrone Brooks, who says, nothing keeps her happy like good wood. This is true. And of course, if you like what you hear, go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, so we get some more of this information to you, because you need it. We're coming every week. Go ahead, subscribe. Because what I'm going to do this entire time is break this down till it cannot be broken anymore. All right, if you want proof that we are in an estrogen-soaked world, all you have to do is just pay attention to the youngins. You will notice that the young ladies, they're in their teens and they look like they're in their 20s. Yeah, there's a lot of estrogen going on there, too much. And it's also affecting the guys, because, we have a lot of young men who are just a little bit more effeminate, shall we say. I mean, literally, we got so much estrogen going on. We went from man boobs to boy boobs. And if that sounds wrong, that's because it is. Part of the reason why we are in this estrogen-soaked environment is because of the amount of pills and pharmaceuticals and things like that, people will take their pills, they'll throw it into the toilet, and that gets into our water supply, and the next thing you know, all types of wrongness is happening. I mean, of course, men have more testosterone than estrogen, but we do need estrogen for certain things. It just needs to be in balance. And for our conversation, estrogen helps out with sperm production, erectile functioning, and healthy bones. Now, of course, what we're talking about is when you have too much estrogen around. That leads to breast enlargement, boy boobs, erection issues, and of course, infertility. Some research has even linked it to depression. That's sad. Well, enough of that. Let's go ahead and talk about the 5 foods that you need to get into circulation, put into your rotation, so you can increase your estrogen defense, have your estrogen lowered so you're in balance. Hey fellas, sometimes you have to hit the kitchen like you hit the gym. Be consistent with it, with the right foods. And since we're talking about the right foods that lower estrogen, let's go ahead and start out with cruciferous vegetables. That's because they contain a chemical called indole-3 carbinol. All of that to say is that it lowers estrogen. And cruciferous vegetables, what are those? Obviously, we got the broccoli, and you got to get lit with the Brussels sprouts. Throw in bok choy and cauliflower in that situation too. Next, let's talk about oyster mushrooms. These suckers right here. They actually lower estrogen as well. Specifically, what it does, it helps block aromatase. Aromatase is a hormone that changes your testosterone into estrogen. You don't want that to happen. And we have to talk about turmeric. And the store was out. Turmeric contains a chemical called curcumin, and a 2013 study showed that actually consuming this will help reduce estrogen in your system. Let's talk about the pomegranates. Not the pomegranate juice, the actual pomegranate. If you get the whole one and you know how to break it open and get the pomegranate seeds out of there, much better. But yes, pomegranate. It's abundant in vitamins and has a lot of antioxidants. And of course, for this conversation, it contains an anti-estrogen compound. Get that into your system. And of course, we can't leave out citrus fruits. It has a phytochemical in it that's going to help lower estrogen, and we're still talking about having all of that goodness of the aromatase being chased out, so we won't have your testosterone turning into estrogen. And yeah, you have the rainbow here when it comes to the citrus fruits. Go ahead. Lime, lemon, orange, make it happen. And of course, whenever we're talking about fruits, please don't just juice them. You need to get the fiber of the actual fruit into your system. It's better that way. You don't need a blender, it's your mouth. You can use your mouth to blend the food down. And that's all I got with the kitchen. Let's go. Now, of course, it's not just the 5 foods. I mean, you definitely want to get that into your life, but you have to do the other things that we talk about all the time too. And some great estrogen lowering activities include whatever you can do to help lower body fat, because fat cells help make estrogen. Too much fat in your body is going to lead to that hormonal imbalance. Also, just getting out there, getting your exercise in. Regular exercise reduces symptoms of high estrogen in overweight men. Hey, anytime you are standing there and there's a floor, try a burpee. Just get down, get back up. Yeah, that's going to get your heart pumping. That's what you need. Don't go overboard too fast. But yes, doing some activities like that, it doesn't have to be I'm going to wait to go to the gym. You can start doing a squat right now and get some blood circulating. Of course, getting high quality sleep for a good 7 to 8 hours is very helpful in many different ways. Number one being that's when your testosterone is being developed. Also, it increases melatonin, which is going to keep your hormones in balance. Now, all of these foods and lifestyle changes are not going to mess with your estrogen so much that you're going to lower it. With so much estrogen out there, I don't think you have to worry about that part. You just need to make sure you get these 5 in and take care of yourself. And I have to give a special shout out to Linda Morgie, Jane Romnick, and Julia Caesar. Great name, by the way. You know, we have the ladies paying attention too because they want us to function also. And of course, this information applies to them as well. Like Julia said, great informational video. Thanks for sharing, because blood flow is important for men and women. You got that right. So fellas, make sure you're staying motivated. Make sure your wood is good. And this is Uncle B saying, get your game up and go hard. Peace out.